Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about why I bought a automatic Volvo. So, for those of you who don't know, the circumstances around me acquiring this car were sort of quite unfortunate. I was involved in a head-on accident with my BMW, which completely wrote that off, and it left me in a leg brace for nearly 10 weeks. So I wanted something that I could get in and drive straight away. Now, there was lots of different cars that I was looking at, but because my leg was sort of locked straight, I sort of needed an automatic car. It was my left leg, so it was my clutch leg, so I couldn't really get a manual if I wanted to drive sort of soon. So I looked all over the place, and there really wasn't anything. But then I came across this car at the local auction house and bought it, and yeah, it's been fantastic ever since. So this is one of 3 cars we've now got that are automatic. This is obviously one, and we've got the X3 here with the 8-speed ZF, and then we have the Volkswagen GTE with the DSG. This car runs an Acin TF80SC gearbox, which is a 6-speed, and I must admit, just like these other cars, I've been converted to an automatic lover. There's just so many things that make an automatic, especially I think you've got to get something that suits the car. A big sort of car like this perfectly suits an automatic transmission. There's no reason why you would want to have a manual for this car, in my opinion. It's not a performance car, although it's quite quick in a straight line. Round bends, it's not the best. It can be quite wallery. It's a big heavy car. So yeah, that's just, I think it's a big point is, if I was buying perhaps an MX-5 like I had before, or a little hot hatch, I may consider buying a manual, but for a daily driver I think an automatic suits just fine. So yeah, I don't know, there's a few more things as well. Since I've had it, I obviously drive for a day job. I drive quite a few manual cars, and you find yourself being much more tired, because I'll probably do 200-300 miles in a day in those cars, and then I get in this and it's a totally different experience. It's just so much more relaxing, especially if you're sat in traffic and stuff like that as well. It can be a real lifesaver, and just make the journey much more pleasant. One of the other reasons that since I would buy an automatic car again, is the way that it works with the cruise control. For example, where I live, we've got quite a few like ring roads, which have multiple roundabouts with 6 mile an hour stretches between them, and having to constantly change your cruise control when you're in a manual car. You have to then accelerate up to the speed yourself, and then reset the cruise control. This car, you can just tip it off, go around the roundabout, and then just put it back on again, and it will take you back up to the speed perfectly, nice and easily. And it just sort of makes these sort of journeys much more pleasurable. In terms of maintenance, it's fairly easy. Volvo say it's got a lifetime fluid in it. I'm personally going to get it changed now. It's at 88,000, just because they last a lot longer if you have them changed regularly. The fluids, they're probably after the first one, you want to do them every 60,000, just to make sure that it's properly looked after. If you don't, they just get clogged up and just perform crap until they eventually break. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind if you're buying a Volvo that's an automatic. You might want to look at that, because the fluid isn't a lifetime fluid, and actually Volvo have built in the fact that you can change it quite easily. So just a bird who just dropped something on me. Volvo have actually designed it so it can be changed, so you sort of think, well, if it was designed that way, it's probably just a marketing ploy anyway, that they say it doesn't need to be done. So yeah, that's pretty much the reasons why I've bought an automatic, and I'm going to be keeping one. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're automatics or manuals fan. I think you can't deny that an automatic is able to outperform human ability in pretty much every way, in smoothness, in speed, everything like that. So from that point of view, it's something that's quite sort of set in stone. But the enjoyment factor from rowing a manual through the gears is something that can't be ignored, and I think we get that from classic vehicles. I think there's a it's part of the experience of driving a classic vehicle is doing everything being analog, but in this digital age of cars, I think manual gearboxes can sort of be out of place. Don't get me wrong, if an automatic gearbox is crap, then I'd always choose the manual version over it, but modern gearboxes are getting so good now that they're absolutely replacing the manuals, in my opinion. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.